Hey, it's Raj and Fede doing stand up. Fede's feeling a little under the weather.
Uh,
Let's see here. So, oh man, I went to the gym this morning and I
oh
started my
yeah.
first exercise and I tweaked my back.
Oh,
So now my neck can only turn that much.
you're
Well,
like me. Yeah.
I'm also incapacitated.
Ah,
um, yeah, I have a appointment with CDR tomorrow. So I'm like putting together. You're supposed to do like a timeline of what happened, what your, what rights were violated, and all this other stuff. Who would be the witnesses, and so on and so forth. So I kind of put that together. Chat GPT has a plugin for doing case law.
oh,
So you can type in whatever, and then it'll find the appropriate cases that match. I did find that an employer does have the right to fire someone if they were threatening them or like uh, being violent or anything, which I wasn't. I was accused people of being spies. That's not really a threat. That's not really
yes.
me, you know, threatening to take their life away or anything like that. So, um, yeah, because the handbook was like, hey, if you're bullying, then they have the right to fire you. Um, I guess calling them NSA agents or CIA operatives. I'm actually complimenting them. I'm like, oh, you're so
Right.
sophisticated. You work for the
You're
government.
so good.
I'm actually saying like, props to you for being able to be an agent of the system. So I guess I'm going to read up on a little more of this book, Represent Yourself in Court.
Oh,
Blurry,
yeah.
Represent Yourself in Court. Uh, Especially the prep part. But there's a few plugins in ChatGPT that look up federal law, look up cases, look up related things. It always says in the beginning, "Hey, I'm not a lawyer, but here's all the information you need." I'm like, great. So I'm gonna maybe spend a little more time on that. Over the weekend, I worked on some Haley um, emojis. I still need to put them into some stuff. I'm cutting out like Haley with broken teeth. That one's
Yeah.
that might hurt people's feelings that I have messed up teeth. So I know I used to have this tooth here um, was crooked, and I would not
Oh,
smile. Like I would like smile like, hey, I don't
yeah.
want to show off like my crooked
Or
teeth. It
you
looked
you
like
put
a
your
tip of
hand.
actuality at an angle.
Yeah.
Or when you laugh, you cover up or something. And then I got braces and fixed it. So I could see how having lived that experience that you don't necessarily want to put a picture of broken teeth.
Yeah.
Also, like one time I smashed my face in the ground and I chipped this tooth. This is like
Oh,
a fake um, tooth right here. Not
yeah.
the whole thing, just a part of it. And I remember like running my tongue over my teeth and then feeling the chip, and I was like, oh fuck! I spent like $5,500 to fix my teeth, and now they're all fucked up again. But they patched it up, so you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
So that one's insensitive, so we'll remove that one. Let me get your take on the other ones here. Uh, Here's share screen window. Okay, so this one's gonna go. This one's not gonna.
Mm.
No,
No, that's so creepy. No.
I'm gonna delete that one. This one's like I need a nap. That one's
That's a
good.
good.
Clown Haley.
Yeah,
That one's
that's good.
good. I don't know about this one.
No,
Crying blood. No, got it.
no, no.
I was just trying to do crying, but then when the Photoshop was adding making it blood,
Okay.
So I'll try this again to make it so it's like tears and not bleeding blood.
Yeah.
But there are emojis in Slack for um, the Doom character. You ever
Yeah.
play Doom? There's one of him like crying blood. So that one reminded me of that. But this one also I'll cut. This one's not bad. It's like costume Haley,
Yeah.
eyes closed Haley, mask Haley,
COVID Haley. Yeah.
COVID Haley, your number one Haley, slight smile Haley, smart
Yeah. Smart
smart
Haley.
Haley,
Yeah. That's good.
uh, tattoo gangster Haley, teen Haley with braces, third eye Haley,
Oh.
spiritual. Yeah. Hey, do you ever watch Doctor Strange? One of the at the very end scene, he
Yeah.
like
You're
broke a
right.
third
Yeah.
eye because he was like messing with the book of knowledge that you're not supposed to have or something. So this is third eye Haley. This one's like
Oh. No. No.
uh,
No.
bug-eyed Haley. No,
No.
cut it. All right,
Yeah.
we'll cut that one. Yo Haley.
Yeah.
We got Zorro Haley, and this one's like looking to the side Haley.
Okay.
And then I did the other ones I sent you.
Oh yeah, the face palm.
This it doesn't open it. Yeah, this one I can do better.
Yeah.
It's not good at also the skin complexion doesn't match. But then again, like my arms can be done. Usually your face and your hands can be pretty similar in
Yeah.
complexion.
Hands
So
are
that's
bad, and you need to change like her expression also. I think it's like she's
well, I almost
smiling.
want to cover. It's really hard to do to modify the face because any amount of Photoshop to the face, it doesn't look like her anymore.
Oh.
So
Okay.
you want to see a live demo here of me
Okay.
trying this? Let's see here. Stop screen, present, shift screen, window. Here. Okay, so here I was like, you just highlight. You can see the highlight. Okay, so I do face palm, and you'll see how it messes it up. Like they'll just change the face altogether, and then and maybe not even add a hand. They'll just make a face palm face, whatever that means. So, in 3, 2, 1, like look at that.
Oh.
Completely change her face to somebody else,
Yeah.
someone else. So turn into a little girl. What I was trying to do was like add hand over face. And then here I'll like add two hands instead of a single hand, which could be a emoji in itself, like face cover, change the face altogether. Now I could take this hand, there's this tool here, quick selection tool. So if I like the hand itself, I can take the hand. That's what I did with that previous one. I highlight this guy, take the thumb. Okay, I can copy that, undo this, and then in here I can add it on there. And then I have to figure out how to move it.
That's like a laughing Haley.
Yeah, like hee hee hee. I'll do that one. I'll save this one. Export as we'll go. This one is hee hee. And then if I take this hand like there,
Yeah, but that's not like a face palm. A face
How
palm
about
should be
that?
like that's like
Oh,
don't see. It's
how
like
do I rotate this fucker? Is there? So if I do hand pointed upward, covering face. Yeah, and also you'd want maybe the head tilted because when I face palm, my head's like,
Mm.
oh, that's no good.
Oh,
See,
okay.
uh, let's try that one more time. Then I'll give up. Hand, single hand. Let me actually do a full thing. Coming from her right side, single hand covering face. I found a fuck, so painful. I found a Photoshop tutorial of how to make. So let's say I took that hand and I put it over more. Would that work?
Mm, yeah, maybe.
So let's try that. Selection tool. Ah, there's a way to do like unselection too, where you do control. See, it's taking the whole side there. So let's say I copy that. See, and I have to undo all that shit. So I'll keep working on that. But that's the trial and error until you
Yeah,
can get
it's
the stuff
not
right. So
easy.
it's not perfect, but better than what before you had generative AI, putting a hand in there. I guess I could like find have another picture, create just a hand, and then overlay it on top. Um, so I'll keep working on that, and then I'll turn them into 128 by 128 images, and then we'll have to look into like how to auto upload. So when you install Haley, you should be able to have the Haley emojis also installed. So I'll look into that. I'll document it and then hand it over to you if there's any dev work required. I
Okay.
think you have to hit some APIs to upload those images. So there's that. That was fun. And then thanks for getting back to me about the um, Stripe
Oh,
stuff for impact.
yeah.
So I replied to Ben about that. There's this company called Synthesia that does the videos for like tutorials and stuff like that. And so they have an API that's in beta that I'm gonna maybe mess around with if I have time. I need to check up on. I submitted some form to get back into good standing for the nonprofit because you can't go and take donations that are tax deductible until you have good standing. So I need to follow up with Delaware about that. Uh, and then I had the idea of, um, I spent 3 to 4 hours making that one video that was like 2.5 minutes of Haley giving the motivational speech of like,
Yeah.
eat well, exercise. That just took a long time to do, right? And that was like with me with images that I generated on the fly. So I was like, okay, what if I had a web tool? And I was thinking like this would be like a free web tool for anybody that wants to do a video like ours, that they go and provide us um, their Leonardo.ai API key, or maybe even optionally like their OpenAI key. And then we would generate a speech given a prompt. And then for each sentence, it would go and make a picture. automatically. And then you have a download button to download all those pictures. And then, you can just upload it to something like the Video Leap, right? All the pictures. You still have to go and do the timing,
Right.
get the timing down for when the pictures show up and the transitions and everything. But a lot of the time was spent was me generating images. Now the downside is that it takes sometimes multiple tries to get a good picture because you've seen the art. So
Yeah.
if if the prompt's really good, you have a better chance of getting a good picture of what you want, if you give good details. So if I can make the initial prompt map to a speech and pictures that have really good prompts, then higher chance of not having to do rework. So I was going to try to do an app fully coded by Haley, and I'll make a video out of it. Like, hey, here I can show you the initial thread that I did. This was messages. Okay, so share screen. So the end goal is create a whole app without any coding. Kind of hard because, as I look at the prompt, like the code is generated, I can look at it and go like, no, that's not what I meant. Like I didn't want you to, I say explicitly create the zip file on the front end. I don't want you to call the back end to zip files up, right? I want the back end to fetch the files, zip it up, and have a downloadable thing. So, it kind of takes liberties on some things that I'm like, no, you're doing it wrong. So here I say, give me high-level files, create a website, React on the front end, Python Flask on the back end. You take a Leonardo API key. This will call a prompt, return JSON with text to image for each portion of the speech, for each sentence. And then it says, here's the files you need. And then I go and say, give me each of those files, right? So give me the app.js, give me the index.html, give me the style CSS, give me the app.py, give me the requirements file. And this is probably like outdated versions of Flask and request library. So it's still like, you might get an app that someone works. I've gotten HTML from like Haley that I put into like, those websites where you can copy paste an HTML and render it in another window. It does that fine. And working code, like I can hit a button and it changes the background color and other stuff. So it's like 80% of the way there. Enough to get you really going, but you still need to know some dev stuff to dive in to see where it like messed it up.
See what, yeah.
So it's close. It's not too far. GitHub had announced that 40% of new code is all AI generated, right? So it's not too far away where we keep upping that number to the point where, it's just prompts that you're just developing code.
Yeah, you're just verifying that.
Yeah, every developer becomes a QA guy. He's just QAing the work of the AI. So I'm gonna go and try to I'll make a video about me creating this web app. We'll host it on a subdomain of Upmortem, right? Like whatever the name of the app, .upmortem.com, and then people can go on there and use it and generate their own pictures so they can create their own videos. And we'll have like a tutorial. All the tutorials will be like Haley explaining how to do it, right? So it'll be kind of like learn how to code using Haley and then step-by-step of how to do it. Once again, it's not all the way there. So it's really hard for someone to learn or to generate a whole app unless it's super simple from scratch without knowing a little bit of dev. So, but I'll try to make it as close as possible. This is future casting. In the future, you can just have Haley whip the whole app for you. if you follow these steps. So that's one thing. And I was kind of like modifying that prompt to be closer to what I was asking for, asking about make a meme. And she said, when you ask Haley for a joke and she replies with a programming error. Well, that's a pretty good meme that I could do for Haley. So, yeah. Let me
That's
see
good.
anything else. So that was my weekend. So I'm gonna work on some more ads. So stuff that I was kind of discovering with last week of doing different marketing videos. If you upload it, so TikTok gets the most views, right? It's almost like any new video that you have out there, it'll put it out there on people's streams and then see how viral it is, right? And then based off of those initial the feedback from them, how many likes you get, if they see the whole video, that sort of thing, then they keep bumping it up and you get more and more views. I've had one video that got like 800 something. That was like the Kirby, liking cookies and also working out. So that one was like a mini hit. And
But you
every
have to
other
upload
video,
like only one a day, right? If you upload too much.
maybe a few a day. Like when I did like back to back to back, the first one got like 250, and the next one's got like 5 or 6. And
Right.
that was probably like people that were following me, right? So yeah, I have to limit the number that I do. Maybe spend more time on a few rather than just cranking them out, and then just trying to like look at the numbers, likes, views, shares, comments. If you get an engagement, the people are saying like, "I need Haley in my life." I'm like, fantastic. This is whatever I did in this video, I can try to extract that and put it into the next one. So just trying to be more data driven with the marketing efforts. And hopefully we get back. Ben gets back today. We can maybe get the partnership going. We'll hold off on any kind of like product announcements or official launches on other websites until we have semantic search, because otherwise the case for Haley is not as strong. Right? We need to have something that differentiates us, and semantic search is that. So met with Yura. I think today's his last day at Teledoc, so he's free agent.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be able to help out more. And there we were looking at a few things. Like we definitely need more context per message. So one thing we're going to try to do is add the head message of the thread into each sub message of the thread. Right. So the first message gets appended to the what you're getting the embedding for.
Okay.
And then we were talking about like temporal context, because messages that are newer are more important than messages that you got like 2-3 years ago, because those messages are probably not as important anymore. So how do you add timestamps to it and then prioritize those things based off of relevancy and temporal importance? And then the other one is that all the messages have like you and the number of the user. So you can't really ask like, hey, what did Fede say about semantic search? Nothing. He said nothing because it's you, whatever. So he's looking at the API for mapping those before you put stuff back in, which could be an issue because we probably will get rate limited from Slack. But we don't necessarily need to go to Slack each time. We can have our own lookup database for the users, right? So do it once. I think we can do there's an API for doing that mapping. We cache it or put it in our database, and then we look it up in our own database. So it's not that big of an issue there. So some progress there. Maybe we'll meet up again later this week to see what the progress is on the semantic search side. And let me see anything else. Looking at CRMs for managing like the customer flow, sales pipeline flow. There's one called Folk, Folk. I think it's like folk.ai. Folk.app, and they have some AI sort of thing. But I haven't really found like a full blown CRM for doing the pipeline management for customers yet. Mel's looking into it. She's looking at other outside of Product Hunt, similar websites like Product Hunt that have, more new launches, right? Because we don't necessarily want to go with incumbents like Salesforce and whatever. We want to go something like more cutting edge that has AI as the foundation.
Mhm.
And that's it for me. How about you?
Not much. I deployed a new version with the Home tab today and had to do some fixes because it wasn't working. So now it should be working. I added that text that you sent me, but we probably want to change that because it's just plain text. So
Is this in Haley Fede?
it's also in Haley, in both.
So let me show you. This is what I see. Should this have changed? Do I need a refresh or something?
Uh, no, I don't know what you are not seeing the go to dashboard button, but that's the only thing missing there. Because you have a pro plan, so you won't see like the amount of requests because that doesn't matter because you have unlimited requests. And the dashboard button, I don't know why it's not there. Go to dashboard. Oh yeah, I need to fix that.
All right, crank it out. I think we're pretty close for you to jumping over to semantic search because there's a bunch of like foundational stuff we need to work on um, outside of the
Yeah,
actual stuff.
yeah, but I
So
need to work on the token limit first.
yeah,
That
that's important.
I saw that like I don't know what you think, but there's like another model that accepts like 16,000 tokens. It's also GPT 3.5,
Uh huh.
but you can use it's called Turbo 16K.
Is that
Uh,
just you just update the string?
yeah, so you have like 4 times the amount of tokens that with the regular
Yeah. So
GPTs
upgrade that, and
3.5.
then but we still need to do summary
Yeah,
stuff, right? So
yeah, but first, but I was thinking maybe instead of using that all the time, we can like because it's actually more expensive, of course. So we can check or try to I don't know get the amount of
switch.
tokens that we are sending, that, and
Yeah.
if it's too much, we switch the model. Uh, So yeah,
Sounds
I'm gonna be
good.
working on that.
All right. Let me know how it goes.
All right, thanks, Rush.
Peace.
Bye bye.